This has probably been the most boring video you've ever seen. Hi kids, welcome to Terry on Tuesday. You join us here at the second part of our Andor machine build. Somebody said to me last week, you might want to watch the end credit sequence to the end of the Andor series to know what they're building. I do know that. I am unashamedly a huge nerd and a Star Wars fan, so I do know what they're building. I'm just trying to keep it a little bit more kind of spoiler free. But we are building something from the Andor series. What we're building the six-pointed machine thing, which will remain nameless for now. As large as I can make it out of EVA foam. Last week I started cutting the largest pieces, and this week I'm going to continue cutting, and we'll see how far we get. So without further ado, let's just get some work done, shall we? Okay, so I thought I'd print out the drawing that I did, but also print it out using a screenshot so that I've got the Photoshop grid that you can see plastered all over it actually on the paper, because the Photoshop grid doesn't normally print out. So at least now I can see that every square is 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter, and I can start using that to draw up my first piece, which is this weird U-shaped bit. But those are my basic measurements, so all I need to do now is trace them onto pieces and cut them out. So here's our piece as drawn, and these are the 3 leftover pieces from the long parts that we did last week. Now I need to check they're big enough to use. Like they say, use every bit of the buffalo. So our side piece here, as you can see in the previous picture, is 200 wide by, that's 100 there, so it's 270. So do we have 270? Yes, we do. These pieces are about 305, so we just got enough, and obviously they're wide enough, 200 wide. So I'm going to go with the straightest edges. I'm going to have to cut off both edges actually. Start with that one then. Okay, so cut 3 pieces. In fact, we need more than 3, don't we? Because 3 for the front, 3 for the back, plus the other 3 spokes. Not only are we doing this piece here, we're doing that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah, so we're going to need the back as well. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We're going to need 12 of these. Goodness me. Well, let's start out with the 3 I've got here. Then we'll get some more pieces, and then we'll do 12. So like last week, I'm going to cut one out right here as best I can. And I'm not going to repeat it on camera 12 times. I'm just going to skip forward to when we've got all 12 pieces, because it'll take me a good few hours to do that, I think. Okay. Again, there are people out there who are much more skilled at using foam. Most famous exponent of foam in the interwebs is a chap called Evil Ted. I think it's Evil Ted Smith actually. He's not evil at all, he's a super nice guy, and he can do things with foam that you would not believe. Now, known to me in my area, we have a chap called Iron Warrior Cosplay, who is a Warhammer 40,000 cosplayer, and he makes loads of stuff with foam. He's really good. So shout out to Iron Warrior Cosplay on Instagram. Alrighty, so there's our spare piece with the dents, but again we can use that for something else. Here's our main shape, which now it all seems about right according to the drawing. I can cut this out of these two pieces pretty well, a lot quicker than I did the first one, and then I've got another 11 to do. So we shall cut here and come back with a stack. Yeah, so it's just dawned on me that these spare pieces of foam that don't come from the big sheets downstairs, see, these have a different pattern on the back as opposed to the new stuff, which has a sort of diamond pattern. Okay, so I had these spare pieces left over. These pieces are over 10 years old, which goes to show how versatile this stuff is. This stuff I bought, some of it I bought for our restoration of the Lars homestead, Luke Skywalker's igloo house from Attack of the Clones out in Tunisia. And I used some of this to make a keypad to go on the door, like a sort of push button keypad. I'll stick a picture up. But yeah, so I remember buying, I think I bought one very big sheet of this. Instead of 4 6-foot by 4 foot like I've got downstairs, I bought, I think it was a 10-foot by 6-foot or something. And I'm still using bits of it a decade later. I am down to the last few big chunks. But, you know, 10mm EVA foam, light as a feather, pretty cheap, easy to work with, and a cheap alternative to using wood and everything else. So why the heck not? Couldn't it? Ooh. Alrighty. Let's get this on the go. Here we go. Right. 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 4 pairs, 5 pairs, 6 pairs. So that's 12 of these made. Sorry, I'm at the edge of the screen. That's a bit better. So that's 12 of them, which is handy. Loads of spare bits, which I can use later. Now, the one thing that did go through my mind, and probably went through yours, is that why didn't I connect these pieces to their corresponding ones on the other side by extending these fork bits? So, because they're going to curve anyway. They're going to curve over one of these. So I'd have one at the front, like that, one at the back, like that, and they would be joined by a straight piece. There's pros and cons to that. The pro is that it's all one piece, and it bends, probably bend a lot easier and be held in place a lot nicer because you've got these 2 bits glued on holding the curve in place. The cons is it's a bit trickier to do. Another pro is it's neater on the seams, but the cons is it's trickier to do and you've got to get the lengths right. I would rather not make things too difficult for myself, as I am not a foam expert, as I've said before. I'm kind of going to do it in piecemeal, in chunks, and apart from some of the detail pieces, like the cut-out squares that you'll find here, there are some curvy bits and stuff that need doing, but these are probably the trickiest bits to cut. So I would rather do 12 of these than 6 of them that are joined together and then try and bend them. I mean, it would probably be doable, but I don't think I've got the tenacity, I think is the word. I would rather do it in smaller pieces that are slightly more manageable, because after all, this is a learning process for me too. Anyway, this has probably been the most boring video you've ever seen. Again, Nothing amazing. What I may do in the next couple of videos is kind of skip forward a little bit. I'll do what I can off camera, because otherwise you're just going to see me cutting stuff week after week, and it ain't fun, no matter how fast I speed it up. So I'm going to leave it here this week. Once I've gone, I may start using my offcuts to make some of the smaller pieces, cut some shapes out while I've got plenty of offcuts to use, and we will see about beginning to assemble some of the larger parts. One thing I do need to bear in mind for the next 7 days is, remember, this is a wearable outfit, or it has to be wearable. How do I build in wearability? Answers to this question, which I currently don't have, may come about next week. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to do likey, subscribey and commenty. That would be really cool of you. And if you've just joined us, I've had a couple of new subscribers. Hello, welcome to my life. It's currently, we're in build mode. Sometimes it's diary, sometimes it's nonsense. But hopefully you find it enjoying. And if you don't, just let me know and I'll do something else. Anyway, that's it for this week. Take care now. Bye-bye then.